Welcome, everyone, to episode 7 of the Pinnacle Combat Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jim, and I'm here with Dan, as always. Dan, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. I got a Celsius. Have you tried these Celsius drinks yet?
No, dude, I work with has one every day. I've yet to try them. What are you drinking? Peach Vibe?
What
Which
is
one are you
it?
drinking, dude?
Arctic vibe.
Oh, that's close.
I'm getting frozen over here.
Unreal. No, I've been meaning to try them. It's a weird thing to like put off, but I just drink so much coffee. That's caffeine, right?
Yeah. It's got
I just
something.
drink so much coffee. I just don't want to add anything more to the mix. It might create another monster I don't need in my life.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I have enough caffeine.
And they're all
But
right.
I will.
They're a little sweet for my liking, but I like them. I got a couple of them at the
Okay.
store, so no sponsor, by the way. Just talking shit here. That's all. um, I guess we'll just get right into it. The thing I wanted to start off with was, I don't know, some unfortunate news this week. Khalil Roundtree, is it Khalil? Yeah, Khalil Roundtree
Yes.
has he had to back out of his fight with Jamal Hill for UFC 303 because he took a banned substance. So I didn't want to say too much of this before we hit record because I wanted to get your honest reaction because I know you hadn't heard this news. But let me just read his Instagram post.
Hmm.
He said, "I'm gutted to deliver this news to you all, but I will not be fighting at UFC 303 due to consuming a banned substance. I did not do this intentionally, and I am doing everything I can to get this situation taken care of. I was using a personalized, tailored supplement service from a company that I trusted who understood my limitations and what I can and cannot take. They accidentally sent a blended supplement to me that contained banned substance called DHEA, which is prohibited at all times under the UFC anti-doping policy. Only after I consumed it, it was its ingredients brought to my attention. I immediately contacted Senior Vice President of Anti-Doping Compliance Jeff Nowitzki at UFC Vice President of Anti-Doping Compliance Donna Marcolini. Upon receiving that information to inform them of this matter, I provided them with all the information to show that this was not a matter of cheating or enhanced performance. Although DHEA is non-performance enhancing, it is a banned substance, therefore I am under temporary suspension. My sincerest apologies to you all and to Jamal for this unfortunate series of events. This is a huge loss and an even bigger lesson."
Huh.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I know me and you have talked about this a little bit privately, but like, doesn't UFC, and I don't know because they recently changed their anti-doping company that they're working with, but don't they make it really easy? They like give you supplements that you're supposed to use, and they make it like clear, black and white.
I
Well,
think so. As long as you're there for the access to it, but like I just wonder how I wonder how that works because
it's like, why do you have to have your own supplement company that you're working with when there's a list of so many companies that are, I don't know, like guaranteed to get you what you need.
well, it's like first of all too that like just to start with, it's a bummer that it's not even performance enhancing. So it's like,
Well, I actually look. I have a slide up
is it
here.
like
DHEA.
I understand like recovery is one thing, and that's kind of what I think a lot of the stuff is really even used for. But um, I don't know.
Well,
What is what is it?
I looked up what DHEA is, and it says DHEA may increase the production of male testosterone. Women should be aware of the risk for developing signs of masculinization, including loss of hair on the head, deepening the voice, growth of the hair on the face. So it does potentially raise testosterone. So that would be enhancing.
That is performance enhanced. Okay, so it can be then because you can't if it says may, that means it has a potential to do that, which means it can be.
And
Yeah, so it is performance.
they said that it should not be taken long term, and that it can also enhance hormonal cancers such as like prostate cancer and stuff like that. So it's definitely fucking with like testosterone and hormones. So
Sure.
to me, it
Yeah, so I
sounds
mean it's
enhancing.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem intentional, but still it is the fact. the facts are. If it's something that can enhance performance,
Yeah, I
can't have
wonder
that. So it's one of those things.
now. I wonder what Jamal Hill does he? Do they offer him another fight? Does he take some
When is
time
that,
off
Jim?
because he came back within the first week of fighting Alex Pereira and got this fight. So he might just take some time off, I'm guessing, but who knows?
When is that fight supposed to happen? Is it the same night? Is it June 29th as well? Or is
Yeah,
that
yeah, that's
different?
the Conor McGregor. Yep.
Okay, okay. That's what it's supposed to be. So it's about 6 weeks out
Yeah.
or so.
Yep.
Okay. Well, maybe they can find someone, but I mean, it might just be pushed to another, like a following pay-per-view or the one after that for a new opponent. Just give him a little reset, but it won't be the worst thing in the world because Jamal Hill will get a little more time. He'll also get to run something back with someone soon. It it's not all bad, but it is a bummer for someone like Jamal Hill who wants to just get right back in there. So
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I would say Khalil Roundtree, he had a lot more to gain from this fight. So that
yeah,
just it sucks for him.
it's a big loss. He knows that. That's probably what he was alluding to when he said that in his statement
Yeah, it's
about it's a big loss for him. It's like that's a big opportunity for him to get in the mix where he really wasn't really in that position before.
yeah. I mean, you're arguably fighting a top three guy in your division. If you can win that fight, then that puts you right there. So
And
yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not being conspiratorial. I don't want it to sound disrespectful, but it's also like it is weird when you get popped right when you get a big fight like that. So
Yep.
uh, it could be totally unintentional, which I kind of think that's what it is still. But you never know, man. Like these guys are ultra competitive, try to get any edge they can. Some people don't look at it as a certain way. Like I think if you talk to a guy like Justin Gaethje, he's so against things like that. But as opposed to some people that are just looking for an edge, they might look past it or might not even know. Who knows? It could just be negligence on that company, um, or whatever the right word would be, like not knowing how those vats could not be properly cleaned and they could still have trace amounts of something they previously, anything little
Yeah,
like that.
because a lot of those companies are making all kinds of different things, and for
Yes.
some, you know, maybe like you said, maybe a vat wasn't cleaned properly or something like that. Like little trace amounts of something can, and with the testing that they have now, you don't really need a whole lot to get popped for something. So yeah, who
Oh,
knows?
yeah.
I mean, we can only take him at his word for what he's trying to do. He's always been a stand-up fighter, and I love watching him. And uh, yeah, it's just a fucking
Honestly,
bummer.
dude.
It's just a bummer.
Honestly, dude, I think probably what the most likely scenario would be like if you're in some type of partnership with that company, maybe they had some type of contract where you got some sort of money to endorse them in some way and use the product, and maybe that's how it went, where you weren't really clear on what it was, or who knows? It's just it is unfortunate for a big fight like that to be canceled for something like that, but
Yeah.
yeah, it is a bummer. Hopefully, they get another opponent for Jamal Hill, number one, and then um, I don't. Did you say in that announce what the punishment is? How long you
No, he just
did they
said
announce that yet?
he was temporarily suspended. So I think they're kind of reviewing everything, and
Still investigating.
yeah, they're probably investigating how it all happened. I'm sure his team is in contact with the supplement company and the UFC doping agency to like come to a resolution as to what happened, and then they'll probably lay down some kind of punishment after the fact. That's my guess. I don't
Too
know
bad.
how it works, but yeah,
Yeah, it's too bad, man. He's a good fighter. He's a fun fighter to watch. It was a big fight for him, and you know, I think a lot of people were excited to see it. So
yeah, for sure.
hopefully, they can prove. Well, I don't know. I don't even know how that goes. Hopefully, they can prove that he didn't really have any knowledge of it, and that way maybe you can get a lesser uh, suspension and be back. He's I don't think he's old, but he's not young, so it's like you don't want to lose your best years with something so silly as something just negligence on a company or just like not paying attention, something so simple, man. Like
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
bummer.
yeah. It's
Miss
definitely
like
not worth it.
2 years or whatever it'll be.
All right,
But
well let's get on to the next one. There was a big, so we're doing this a little late. Usually we do this before Saturday, but today it's Sunday. So last night, we had a big fight between Tyson Fury and Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship. The first one since 1999 when Lennox Lewis won it last. But now there's 4 belts instead of 3. Um, and it looks like Usyk won by split decision. And there was a big round 9 for Usyk where he knocked Tyson Fury on his ass, which was amazing to watch. I didn't happen to watch the fight. I've been pretty busy. It's my birthday weekend, so I've been pretty busy, which is also why we're doing this a little late. But I did see that exchange in round 9, and I did see the decision at the end. So, but that's crazy. I mean, Usyk is a beast. Obviously, Tyson Fury has been on the up and up for a long time. And it's good to see that, like, I don't know, I feel like boxing has an energy now, man. Like a positive energy. Like people are paying attention more. They're getting into it, which actually makes our job doing this podcast a lot more fun and interesting. So, yeah, I'm excited.
For sure. I think it always helps when you have some big name players in the heavyweight. Whenever heavyweight boxing is like they're doing pretty well and thriving, I think boxing in general is viewed differently, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
and they have some names, so and they all haven't fought each other yet. So it's like you have a lot going on there, and I think that has a rematch written all over it. So we'll see. But not to say like he didn't win. It just seems like now it's going to be a big money rematch. I would think
Yeah, and Tyson
both
Fury
sides
even
probably
said
want it.
Tyson Fury even said that he has a rematch clause in the contract. So
Exact. That's something I didn't even really think about that time, but they always do. So that's true. So they're gonna there'll be another one, which will be twice as big, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm a big fan of the way Usyk fights. It's a it was I didn't get to watch it either, but I've seen both box like certain fights of their career. I'm trying to think of the name that I saw Usyk, but I've seen a little more Fury. But
yeah,
maybe we should watch the rematch.
the other heavyweight I love, obviously, who just knocked the shit out of Francis was Anthony Joshua. Who knows what he's got next, but he's right there
That's another
too.
one. Like I said, they haven't fought yet, so because I know Fury and him haven't fought, but I don't think he's fought Usyk either, right? Joshua.
I don't think so. No.
So it could really open up a couple different lanes for both of those guys, and you just never know. But it's just good to see that there's that many names in heavyweight because, like, I've always loved the smaller weights in boxing anyway, and they're always going to have names. But as far as like the casual fans, which is really what it comes down to, the hardcore are always going to be around, watching their respective sport. So they need all these names and all these fights and all these things to materialize for like the casual fan to
Yeah.
want to get into it, which is like more so us, I would say, for boxing. I think we're more hardcore with MMA, but
Yeah.
we should start watching some of these big name boxing pay-per-views though.
Well,
The ones
actually,
on
last night after I got home, I went to the bar for a couple beers with my girlfriend, and there was no basketball on anymore because Dallas won. But they had Top Rank Boxing on last night, and there was a big fight on, and I'm looking it up right now. Um, was it this one? I'm not sure, but I can't remember who fought because I don't know the names very well. But it was a great fight, and the guy knocked him out in like the 10th. If anybody's listening and are up on boxing, they know who I'm talking about. But it was a good fight. So like that's what I'm like.
I don't
It's
know why they don't do it more often, man. We were talking about that. Like they have a they're a every time I watch the Top Rank on like a lot of times it's like Friday nights, but they have them Saturday too, and like you put it on, and it's always really good, man. The fights are always really good. It's just not getting the proper whatever, um, like any type of exposure at all. It doesn't seem like it's getting us that much. Like you don't hear about it until when it's on. Like I don't see it advertising. Maybe I'm not in the right spot, but I mean, I don't know.
yeah,
It just doesn't seem like it's advertised that heavily.
I think it's gonna get bigger though. It's gonna get bigger. It's I don't know. I feel a buzz around it right now for some reason. Maybe
Oh,
it's,
definitely. But
I
you figure even Jim last week, Lomachenko and Kambosos.
yeah,
I found out about that the day it was happened. I didn't even know.
yeah, it's crazy. And that was a great
So,
fight. Did you end up watching
yeah,
highlights? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Lomachenko's something else, man.
Dude, his footwork. I know we talked about
Incredible.
him and his
Yeah,
dad putting him in dancing and stuff, but damn.
ballet specifically, I think.
And he like the Kambosos didn't even he's not even on the same level. It's not even close. I mean, he's a good fighter. You can
Yeah,
tell he knows what he's doing in there, but
he's had his nights too, where he's beaten some of the best, but just Lomachenko's just such a tough puzzle to crack.
yeah, he's so good, man. I watched that fight and I was like, this is boxing I like. I could get used to this again. It was refreshing to watch a fight like that. And
Because
the
it's
fight,
like,
like I was talking about last night, that fight I watched at the bar. I apologize, I can't remember the names of these guys, but
mhm.
it was refreshing to see a fight like that. It was awesome.
Well, we'll get into the UFC in a second, but the main event was just a great fight too. But you figure like just back on Lomachenko real quick, like isn't it crazy how he'll like he crowds people's power hands, like he'll just like kind of sidestep off to the side of them, and like they're kind of wondering and trying to process why he's there.
Uh
Like
huh.
he's just kind of like he's in a place where like most boxers are never even thinking A or B even attempting to be around. Like he's just it's something different. It's got to be something very difficult to prepare for.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty wild. Yeah, like I said, I loved watching him. I'll watch his next one for sure.
Yeah, he's
But
fun. But
before we get into last night's fight night, there was another big announcement that I wanted to bring up this week, where Dana White and the UFC announced the full main card for UFC 304 in Manchester, England.
oh,
So the main event, you have Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad, two, right? Because they fought before, right?
it ended unfortunately, but yeah, I think it was like an eye poke that
Yeah,
ended
yeah.
that fight. They didn't really get going, but yeah, okay,
So that'll
great.
be for the welterweight championship.
Yeah,
Then you have in the co-main Tom Aspinall putting up his interim heavyweight belt, which doesn't really matter, I guess, but against Curtis Blades. So that should be a good fight.
absolutely.
Then you have they actually put it together: Bobby Green and Paddy Pimblett. That should be
There
fun.
you go. That's a good fight. Yeah, good matchup.
Manel Cape. How do you say that? Cape.
I thought it was like Cop, but I'm not 100%.
And
But he's
then
really good.
Mohamed Mokaev.
Makayev, yeah,
Mokaev.
I like that one. That's a great matchup because something's got to give there because I think both of them are expecting to fight for a title in their own heads, like truly.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people that say it, but like those two are like title contender material. They're just both going up, and that's a that's a great matchup.
And then Arnold Allen and Giga Chikadze. Chikadze?
Picasso, yeah, yep, the Georgian fella.
Yep.
That's
So
another
yeah,
good fight.
that
Real good
that
matchup
whole
there.
card's going to be amazing. And obviously, the crowd in England is insane. And also it's going to
I
be in
love
the
those
middle of the
cards.
night. So most of them are going to be all fucked up, even crazier than normal. Because I think it said like Tom Aspinall is planning to fight at like 3 a.m.
That's pretty wild, though. It's like you can't fix that just for the.
I
I understand
know.
you want to get the maximize the numbers and all that, but it's like, man, we can't. Like I know as an American um, MMA fan, I don't mind the daytime fights.
Yeah.
I just know they don't sell as well. That's probably why, right? For them,
Yeah, but if you have a main and a co-main like that, I don't know. What time would it be on? I don't know.
uh, I want to say, aren't they like 6 hours ahead? So if it was like a main event, main card there, 10 o'clock their time, it would be 4 o'clock Eastern.
A.M.
But it's like
or
no
P.M.
PM.
Oh,
So it's like, what's wrong with that?
yeah, that's not bad.
I
I don't know.
I just
Well,
think it's because they're I think the majority of their pay-per-view numbers come from the States, so they want to keep it like I think they're trying to get like them maximize or whatever. But
yeah,
it does suck for the people for the fighters fighting at 3 a.m. for a big fight. It's like, bro, I have to change my whole everything, including my sleep schedule, to be ready for this.
yeah, that's yeah. Well, I think regardless, because of the card they're on and because of the rabid fans out there, I don't think they mind
Oh,
changing it
they're,
up.
they're
They're
so
yeah.
great cards to watch. I love because I love when they do the free cards in England just for that reason because they start early on the East. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, hopefully they fix that in the future. But I just don't know if that'll ever be a. Maybe it will be, just because of the way everyone can kind of buy it. It's a little different than the way pay-per-view used to be. You kind of just everyone can buy it on their apps and phones and things.
Yeah. Yep.
So like you can purchase that whenever you want. Like it doesn't really. But it's like if you're a true MMA fan, what the hell's the like? Even with you on the West Coast, what's wrong with a pay-per-view starting at 1 p.m. for
Yeah.
you?
It'd be great.
You know, it's awesome. Yeah.
Day drinking. We all
Oh,
love day drinking.
I mean, the folks in England, they do. Let them pregame all day, and they'll show up to the fights all proper.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
So
But
that's going to be
I think it just
awesome.
would be. I understand they're gonna go anyway, but it's like I know we would do the same. For like big fights, you'd still show up for the arena, no
Yeah.
matter what time the fights were. But still, it's like give them the right time slot. Jesus, like, and that's for anyone. Like when they do those overseas ones, just do it on their time, and then the real fans will watch.
Yeah.
You know,
But that card is awesome. I cannot wait to watch that card. It's going to be so great.
what date is that, Jim?
July 27th, I believe.
Man, it's really good summer fights coming up.
I know
June's
every
crazy,
card
and
is
then
awesome.
like I'm really looking for. I love when they do those Abu Dhabi. It's Abu Dhabi, right? The one that's in daytime coming up.
No, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Thank you. I love when they do those ones
Yeah. And I think
because
it's their first time in Saudi Arabia, the UFC.
daytime fights.
Yeah.
Um, so I love when they do that. I think that's kind of going to be one of their new spots they set up at the UAE, right?
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
they have like a lot of in that area, like Saudi Arabia, and it's a ton of money out that way. So
And they're going back to Abu Dhabi. I want to say July or August. They're going back to
I
Abu
want.
Dhabi.
I think it's August. Yeah, I think you're right.
All right, let's get into last night's fights. I want to apologize ahead of time because I didn't get to watch most of them. I did watch like the first three fights in the main card, but and you told me that I have to go back, and I will. I want to watch the rest of the card. Actually, maybe before this basketball game, I'll watch that fight, that Barboza
You
fight.
said you watched the first three, so you didn't watch the Co in Maine.
Yeah,
Okay, well, definitely watch Chaos Williams and Carlson Harris as well. Then
yeah, because it looks like it didn't last very long.
it did not, Jim. There was a bit of chaos in the first round.
Yeah, all right.
Just a bit, just a bit. That man is wild. He's so fun to watch.
So
Um,
tell me about it. Tell everyone about the night, how you thought the fights went, if there were any unsung heroes on the card that you thought outshined their spot, or I don't know. You tell me.
I would just say the night was Murphy and Barboza, dude. That fight was great. That's why you got to rewatch that. Like, I know you saw that he won. It's a big win for him because it's like anyone who beats Barboza,
Yeah.
that's a true, that's I don't even know what the right word would be for him because he's been around so long. At lightweight, you know who he's fought at lightweight, then he's featherweight now. Went back and forth a bit in each one, but I mean, talk about like someone craziest shape of anyone I think in their careers. Like that dude's always in crazy shape, and he's always a tough puzzle because the way he kicks and the variety of those kicks. So it's like he's so dangerous, and
Yeah, his
Murphy brought it
kicks.
to him. Murphy brought it to him, man. So you'll see, but it was quite a bit back and forth. It wasn't just one sided, but I thought based on damage and based on the harder shots, I felt like Murphy definitely he was tagging him quite a bit, and his jab was kind of getting Barboza off his patterns, but Barboza had his moments, man. It was a really good fight.
And
So
you said it won fight of the night.
I believe it did, yeah, which it should have because I was trying to think of one that even came close. I don't think not the one that nothing that I could remember. Yeah, no, not for, there were some good fights for sure. Don't get me wrong, but um, that was definitely your best of the night.
I did
And the
catch
Chaos Williams with a big knockout.
Angela Hill in her guillotine victory, her first submission victory. I didn't know that she was
He looked awesome.
as yeah, she looked great. I didn't know she was as old as she is. She's 39. I didn't think
You're
she
like,
was
she's
39.
47. she's she's 52 years old. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I had no I thought I would have guessed like
Angela Hill's
32,
awesome.
33. But yeah, she looked
Yeah,
great.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Um and then I heard before I watched did you catch that prelim with the illegal headbutts? Like he headbutted someone too many times and he got DQ'd?
That was a couple ladies in strawweight.
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Ariana Carnelosi defeats Piera Rodriguez by DQ illegal headbutt.
Yeah, Rodriguez was the one who with the. It was kind of a weird sequence, but I also wonder how much of that is like language barriers and gaps and things between the referees and the fighters. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean the the fouls happen, so you have to do what you got to do. So
How many times
um,
did she headbutt the girl?
I believe it was twice, but I think they were very. My memory's foggy on it now that I was thinking about it, but I want to say they were very close to each other happening. A, but I think more so B, the ref giving the warning and the second one happening. I want to
Gotcha.
say it wasn't much in between there, so it's like when you're dealing with people that two different languages speaking to each other on top of in the heat of a fight, they're on the ground. Like it's like there's a lot going on. So I'm not making excuses, but it's like the fouls did happen, but it was like it was kind of a weird scenario.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was that, and then trying to think of the other, and then Adrian Yanis had a big win too. I know he had who did he just lose to? He fought someone very
Oh yeah, I saw that that fight.
Jonathan Martinez. So Jonathan Martinez is the the one who just lost to Jose Aldo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's another really tough up and coming guy. So he lost to him, and that was back to back because he lost to Rob Font. So it was good for Giannis to get one back, and he won by knockout. So
Yeah, that was a
in the
pretty
first
clean
round as well.
knockout. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
That was nice.
that was a good one for him. But no, I would definitely watch the last two for sure. Because like you said, it mixed between it being a good knockout mixed with it only being a minute and a half. That's an easy one to watch with chaos, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
great 5 round fight with Murphy and Barboza. So definitely watch that before the game today. But it was just another really good, solid free card. I enjoyed it. You know me, I pretty much watch every fight, so
Yeah, yeah.
um, I enjoy it. It was great.
Yeah,
And
we had my birthday's tomorrow, so
happy birthday, Jimbo.
thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
thank you. So yeah, my girlfriend was like, "We're going out for the weekend. We're gonna go do these things." So we went to the UFO festival here in Oregon, and I already mentioned it to you before, but there's just a bunch of weirdos out there, like dressed up as like they had a whole parade, and there was like the Dune characters and jellyfish aliens and spaceships and tarot card readers and just you know the misfit island people that we all love. And I was telling my girlfriend on the way there, I was saying, I was telling her because I was like, it's my birthday. You guys have to listen to my UFO stories. So I told them
Yep.
about Bob Lazar, and I don't know if you don't know about Bob Lazar. I'm not going to get into it, but he's a prolific UFO person in that community, and I love his story. And I learned about his story when I was 6 years old, and I was like, he lives in Oregon. If he's at this thing, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. And no bullshit, within 15 minutes of us parking the car, I spotted him. Out of the hundreds of thousands of people that were there, I spotted him.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool to see him up close. And I didn't say hi. I didn't want to bother him, but yeah,
Did
we're
ask him
just
for a
busy all
picture.
weekend doing things, and she lets me drink as much as I want on my birthday. So
Oh, nice, dude. So I don't want to hold you too much longer then. You got some things to do.
Yeah, I only get
You
another
got some
day of
drinking.
this. I gotta
But
take it when it's good.
that game will
Um,
be a good time for you.
oh
12:30 start, nice
yeah.
daytime. That's hell yeah, that's nice. But
So in terms of MMA and combat sports, well, we don't have a UFC event next week, so we got to do another flashback, right?
hell yeah,
And I
Memorial
think
Day weekend.
oh yeah, Memorial Day weekend, we get an extra day off. And I think we've come up with a fighter that we want to do the episode on. Dan, what do you? Who's it going to be?
I agree, Jim. I think that it's more so because like obviously once we get into all right now we'll just pick them. We're just kind of going off of like it being more topical and making sense. Like the Mark Coleman made sense because he handed out the BMF title, was literally like a BMF in his own right his whole career, and then just saved his family. So it's like in a fire if you didn't know, but it's like so that made sense. And then you figure our next one will be Mauricio Shogun Hua, who is being inducted into Hall of Fame next month. That makes sense too.
Yeah, and
Plus, you figure the
we just
career he
had
had,
that big Brazil card too.
big time. Hell yeah, where they announced it, I believe, right?
Yeah, I
So
think so. Yeah.
or around then. So that's awesome. I think that's a good next name. And then, like I say, we can start picking. There's so many names. Like we don't have to go in any specific order. It's like because if it was up to us, probably our first one would have been like GSP, probably
Yeah.
Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
But it's like we'll get to those eventually for sure. Like there's no way that won't be one of them. So we'll just kind of keep it like as far as it being topical and making sense.
Yeah, and who
With him being
knows?
inducted, it makes sense.
There's always a lot of moving parts in the MMA world, also. So, I mean, who knows? Something could become topical, just as time goes on. Who knows? I actually,
Then it's the right time to do it. Yeah. So
you know what I saw earlier
yeah,
today? I don't know how true this is, so take this with a grain of salt. But I saw that Anderson Silva is looking to fight Terry Crews in a boxing match.
I saw that. Why is that a thing? Why is that?
I
Why are they
don't
doing that?
know, and they're doing it in
He's gonna hurt
Brazil.
him. He's gonna hurt him, man. If they're really gonna do it, if they're gonna do like a weird, I don't know,
How old is Terry Crews?
pretty old.
In his 50s, right? At least.
Yeah, I don't, I don't know. That's a weird.
Yeah. Well,
I don't really have any interest interest
it's
in that, but
it's shocking how many people think they can box, isn't it?
yeah, you know what the craziest one was? I forget who he was trying to get to box him, but I was like, he'll kill you, right? Like the actor Michael B. Jordan. He was like, I'll box this guy. Like I think it was like Roy Jones Jr. I was like, first of all, like 50. It's like second of all, if he was your age, you wouldn't even think about saying that.
Yeah.
But that guy was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like talk about the guy
Your
that like
movie
didn't even need
practice
a jab.
is not going to do nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't get it.
I do
Like
love the Creed movies though.
he's like I do enjoy them.
I saw the third one in in the theater. So I paid to go to the theater to see the third one and it was excellent. So I'm for it and I'm all about
I'm
Michael
sure
B.
they're good.
Jordan.
So maybe they can do a movie where he pretends to fight a real boxer, but I don't think he should really do it.
Yeah, I think he should stick to the Hollywood magic that he's
Yeah,
used to.
yeah. Don't watch. Please don't watch watch the Roy. I think it was Roy. I keep saying his name, but I think it was Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
I think he was
Yeah,
talking
I
to
don't
us like
remember
saying
hearing
like,
that.
"Oh, I could beat him." I was like, "What?"
Also, did you see
It could have been something crazier.
The Rock is training to do some MMA movie?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying train. I was like, "What is he wait? Why is he waiting this long? You're gonna
Yeah.
fight now?"
He
Okay, a
looks
movie.
You know what's weird? I watched some of his training like Instagram videos and he looks kind of like awkward.
Yeah, he'd
Like
be slow. Yeah, he
well, not
wouldn't
just
be.
slow, but like athletically like his legs, like the way he moves is so well, obviously he's never done that kind of training, like real training even for boxing probably, but I don't know. I thought he was a more I guess I thought he would have looked more like coordinated and like I don't know, it just looked weird.
Yeah, you just see like this different fluidity with people. Like you could think they're athletic, and then you see them be like, "Oh, he just might just be." Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. He's
Like you
good at
might
lifting
might not
weights.
be. He's a freak. So it's like it's kind of like one of those things. Like it's like people would find out about Brock Lesnar. They didn't know how athletic he was.
Yeah.
They just thought he was like a big guy. But it's like there was certain things he could do with his body that like The Rock and other big guys can't.
Yeah, because he was
Like he's
actually athletic and like
truly athletic.
well,
Yeah,
actually, The Rock did football,
he
so
did, but so did Brock Lesnar. Like just randomly. Like he wasn't even a football player. He's like, I'll try it, and then made the Vikings roster. So it's like
yeah,
it's different. Like with certain guys. Like I'm not saying the Rock's not that athletic, but I am saying that I bet you if you ask The Rock, he would say that athletically there's nothing between him and Brock that he would.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he concede that. So
Um. Also, you have Max, right? HBO.
yes, yeah, I do.
There's a movie if you have time and you want to watch it. That I don't know. I think you'd like it. The Iron Claw.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's exclusively on Max right now for free, so it'd be a good time
After
to
that
watch
Zac
it.
Efron character, right?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
check it out.
And he's
Okay.
fucking jacked, dude. He looks.
Dude, he like his physical features changed. Like they probably got him on like
Oh, yeah.
HGH or something.
He's taking that
Like he wasn't just
DHEA
lifting
or
weights,
whatever
dude.
that Roundtree's taking.
All the letters, dude. All of them.
He's eating it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. Oh my
But yeah,
God, yeah.
great
But
movie.
I'll check that out. You know what? The one I'll shout out just because we're shouting out movies because why not?
Yeah, why not?
I just watched. It's new. I don't know when it came out, but I just saw it on iTunes and I just rented. You know, I just if I
This
see a
is the
movie
one
for
you
five,
sent
six
me the
bucks,
other day?
dude. Yeah, it was good. It's
Yeah.
called The Last Stop in Yuma County. So it's like basically like this
Western?
diner that's not even a Western, but it's like kind of has that vibe because it's in the middle of the desert. So it's like this diner that's attached to a gas station. And it's like the movie starts, this dude rolls up, wants gas. The fuel truck's late, won't be there for a little while. Pull into the diner if you want something, whatever. So the dude does that. And then he's messing with the radio, and it's like you can hear them saying that, like, oh, bank robbers robbed this bank, blah, 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 this far from whatever. So, like, you know, it's just like as the radio's kind of like setting. So you kind of just barely hear that, and then the movie gets going. And then that same car and that description, they're like, oh, green Pinto pulls up
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for gas.
Yeah.
So then they're in the diner now.
Wrong place.
So then all these
wrong
people are in
time.
the diner. Yeah, but now all these people they're all in the diner waiting for gas. So the fuel trucks show up. But it's like, it's not even a spoiler because it happens at the beginning. The beginning of the movie, it shows a fueler tank upside down in the desert because it went off the road and the guy's like dead.
Oh,
So like
shit.
that fuel tank's not showing up. So you know that going into it. So like everyone's filling up in this diner waiting for gas. And then like, you know, obviously, you know, then everyone's kind of made aware that those guys are the two bank robbers from earlier that morning.
Yeah.
So like then this whole thing happens. It's a good movie, dude. It's
All right.
well done. It's only an hour and a half. You should check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's cool. I think you'd like it.
And then this Friday, actually coming up, is a movie I've been looking forward to for a while. Is Furiosa. Mad Max.
Oh, is that Mad Max? Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'll be going to see that next weekend, I think. So, all right,
Sweet.
but we should end it here. We've done a good 40 minutes. Yeah. So I'm excited to do the Shogun flashback episode. I'm gonna start my research probably tomorrow after work and get some things written up, and I'm looking forward to it, man. This is gonna be great.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna rewatch a lot of his fights now. I'll rewatch like, you know, that great fight he had with Dan Henderson. Then you can watch like all his Pride stuff and
Yeah.
you know, he won the title. Obviously John Jones took it from him because it's like John Jones was taking that title from anyone. But like he was also a UFC champ, so it's like he had a crazy career.
Yeah, when you
Like,
find fights, send them to me so I can watch them. I mean, I'm going to be watching them too, but
Okay.
if you find a link that I won't come across, just send it my way.
I'll look for some. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start doing that and doing a lead up for that, and then next thing you know, the following week we'll have pre-UFC 302.
302.
Oh,
Makhachev and Poirier,
wow.
baby. You got to put your Poirier
Big
shirt
stuff
on.
coming. That's all. Oh yeah, that'll have to happen. Maybe we'll do that Memorial Day weekend. Maybe get going. But no, it was fun, man. Good fights, and looking forward to the more. And especially like you said, the flashback will be fun as well. So
Yeah.
plenty coming up.
All right, well, let's end it here. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Dan, for giving us your feedback on the fights that I didn't watch.
Yeah,
Just
I
talking to me
appreciate it. Thanks
because
as always, dude.
love talking to you, buddy. And we'll see you guys next week with a Shogun flashback episode. All
You
right.
too, man. Sounds good.
All right. Peace.
Peace.